Kids disappearing. There were a lot of black kids being snatched off the street in Atlanta for a while back. They began to find out that interferon is developed out of blood from young black boys. They get the best interferon from young black boys. The mere fact that those kids are being snatched in Atlanta, which is a home of the disease control, not disease eradication, disease control, makes me wonder if those kids were not being snatched and taken to that center of disease control because they are developing some AIDS, they're developing all of these biological weapons, which they have to. Not only that, but I have a friend who was the head of security at Caltech. And I went out to visit him one night late at Caltech, and we were making the rounds, and I'm walking around with him, and he showed me a building out there that has no windows and no doors. And I asked him what was in that building, and he said, "You don't want to know." They told me that I don't want to know. And he said, "You can't get to it. You can only go to another building, go down the elevator, and you have to go through all these different locks and channels, go under the ground and come up in that building." And he says, "People that do know what's in there will not talk about it. But whatever it is pretty serious." So I think that they're doing some really heavy-duty experiments on human beings, and it's going to make Auschwitz and Dachau look like child's play when we find out what this country is really into. Is high. But just to give you an idea of the kind of thing I believe is going on in this country, I think that there are some experiments going on, and that we've already established that many of the top Nazis were brought here after the war, and that's obvious. Then, of course, there's, I wanted to bring out something too about Pine Gap. I don't know if anyone's ever heard about Pine Gap, Australia. And, of course, there's a lot of things going on there, too. And has anyone here ever heard about the woodpecker effect? Okay. So I'm not going to go into those things, but they are interesting to show that there's a lot of high technology going on. Yes, there's more CIA agents there than anywhere else in the except for England and Virginia. I want to get into the Illuminati because it's a subject that's held my attention for many years. I started off with just looking at the Illuminati. Later on, I began to find out that there is a bigger picture to be understood. On the back of a $1 bill, most of us don't even have that anymore, but on the back of a $1 bill, you'll find the symbols of some very powerful secret societies that have been in existence in this country and in Europe. I want to go to the left-hand side first. On the back of the dollar bill, you'll find the Egyptian pyramid. Now you have to find out why it is that we have an Egyptian pyramid on an American dollar bill. To the secret societies throughout the world, the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, the Fool Society, all of these ancient secret societies all say that America is the new Egypt. It's the new Egypt. and it's based on Egyptian magic and Egyptian Kabbalistic philosophy. So if you understand that what we're talking about, America being the new Egypt, now all the symbols start falling into place. This has to do with George Bush's New World Order, and I want to get into that too, because I want to explain for the first time something to explain what this New World Order really means. At the top of the pyramid, you'll see Annuit Coeptus. Annuit Coeptus in Latin means our enterprise is now a success, or our enterprise or our project has been crowned with success. On the bottom, the enterprise is then stated. On the bottom, you'll see the banner singing Novas Ordo Seclorium. Novas is, of course, Latin for new, novice. Ordo is order. And seclorium is a secular, anything with the secular is worldly, new order of the world. So when you hear George Bush talking about the New World Order, he's not talking about something new or some nebulous political plan that they would like to install. He's talking about something as old as Adolf Hitler. He's talking about something that goes all the way back into Bavaria, Germany. He's talking about a very powerful plan that was laid out a long time ago. This man is a very evil man. Plato said that the price good people pay for the non-involvement in public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. We in this country are being ruled by the most evil men, I believe, that's ever existed on the face of the earth. They are not human, they are bloodthirsty, they have one thing in mind, total world domination. It is the survival of the fittest, and they're fighting on a very large scale some very important things which are going on, and I don't believe they're even similar to human. I think that what is happening here is we have some people that are bloodthirsty, and we're talking about people who are ordinarily, to the eye, are very gentlemanly, very important looking people. No way. These are very, very, very evil people. On the other side, and I'm going to get into this New World Order thing for a moment too, but I want to bring out the pyramid itself has 13 layers. The 13 layers coincide with the 13 stars on the presidential seal. 13 stars. There are 13 strips in the shield. There are 13 leaves in the talons of the eagle. Then there's 13 berries in the leaves. There are 13 arrows. Everything's done in sequence of 13. Even Annuit Coeptus is 13 letters. Everything's done in relation to 13 because of Jesus and the 12. Jesus and his 12 make 13, and this is ostensibly the reason why they would use the 13. It goes back even to a more ancient time, into the most ancient world, where 13 was a very important number for the occult world. 13 actually comes from the ancient Sumerians, the earliest dynasties of Egypt, saying that the sun, that thing that comes up in the morning, was the sun with his 12 helpers, and the 12 helpers were the 12 signs of the zodiac, or the 12 months of the year. So therefore the sun with his 12 makes 13, and that was the Sumerian, Egyptian, Babylonian, and Phoenician, etc. It was accepted by all of the ancients that there were 12 divisions of a year, and the sun was its dominating force. On the top of the pyramid, you'll see the all-seeing eye with the light emanating from around it. Interesting that Jesus is referred to twice in the New Testament, and the Messiah is spoken of 3 times in the Old Testament with the word. Jesus in the New Testament is referred to as the chief cornerstone the builders rejected. There are 2 different words here used. The apostles were called cornerstones. There were 12 cornerstones, and Jesus is referred to as the chief cornerstone. The Greek word for chief cornerstone is a pyramidon, a pyramid on top of a pyramid, or in the triangle. So this is what is being presented here, supposedly, is Jesus and his 12 of the 13. What I'm saying here is that these master conspirators are using the foundations of Christianity to justify their imperialistic goals and their imperialistic aims. And you'll see that when you understand that the old world, and now we get into the old world and the new world order. Europe was called the Old World. And if you understand that Rome dominated the Old World for 2,000 years in what they call the Piscean Age, and that's why the rulers ruled Rome during the Piscean Age. Well, if you understand that Rome dominated Europe and Europe dominated the world, but what you don't understand is that behind Rome was a secret society of what we might call a fraternal order of mystics, or Freemasonry is what we have today, is something similar. And behind the Roman legions and behind the Roman government was a secret society of fraternal order, and they were referred to in the dictionary. We can even see in the dictionary the word order means a fraternal order, like an order of priesthood or whatever. So behind the Roman Empire was a order, a fraternal order that ran things.